wow. Oh, I should have probably actually loaded up the chat, shouldn't I? Derp. Hang on. That button. Right, let's have a look. Can we... this one? Yo! Right. I'm just quickly throwing together a video. I'm just basically cutting bits out of a video that I'm going to be putting on Odyssey as soon as I hit the render button. But I'm supposed to be doing a vlog, so I'm doing a vlog now. So here's the vlog being vlogged while I streamed. That was it. I'm supposed to be doing a stream, but I'm doing a vlog. Yeah, that. So, just chill out whilst I sit here and do the thing. I'm already partway through it, to be fair, but I don't really know what to play. So let's just bang out a vlog. And plus, is my Bluetooth still broken? Yeah, my Bluetooth's still broken. So, control pad gaming at the moment's fucking annoying. So, we're talking about low-end PC gaming at the minute, or cheapy business PCs. So, hang on. Where do I put the old one? Let's find the chat. One. Here we go. Load that, yep. Bring the chat up. Actually, no, I'm tempted to... Have I got a... I do. I did it. I did it. That's annoying. Give me a second. Do that. Hey! I've taken up the entire screen. I'll come over here, because I can do that and not get too much in the way. Right. So let's just bang out this video, hit render, and call it a night, right? And people can call me out for my, I'm talking shit thing. Oh. It's true. Just realised my desktop audio isn't even being captured. Really cheap. Especially compared to consoles. You know, console game, you spend £450 on the console. I think the PlayStation 5 is about £450 or something like that, isn't it? Game, anywhere between 40 and like 70 quid. What was Dark Souls, like 60, 70 pounds? Yeah, right. No, not Dark Souls, sorry. Demon Souls. Demon Souls. The one that came out on PlayStation 3 that they remastered. Good job. Lots of money. But yeah, come down here. Where did we put it? Here we go. Yeah, processor. You need a toaster to run Counter-Strike Go. So this machine would cover it pretty well. Pretty well. How about Grand Theft Auto 5? This thing's ancient, but also pretty comfortably playable on one of these little PCs. Still quite a popular game for people to stream. Some people really like playing it. Right here, easy mode. You're well within spec. Good job. And this goes on sale for pennies, so, you know, let's not worry about that. Red Dead Redemption 2. Not exactly the newest game on the market, but people like it, I guess. Red Dead, woo! There you go. What you really want is for your processor to sit between the minimum and the recommended. If you're on the recommended, great. If you're higher than the recommended, great. If not, sit in between, you'll be good. It's your graphics card, as I say, that's really kind of important. On this one, you'd be sitting in the middle on both, but a plenty playable experience, especially if you're used to playing on, say, a PlayStation 4, Xbox One, or Nintendo Switch. If you can play big boy games on a Nintendo Switch, one of these machines is going to be like, wow! And as I say, games really cheap, but Red Dead, it'll run on a little 300 quid, you know, gaffed up business PC. So, GG there. Business PC. PC. Deep Rock Galactic. Nice, procedurally generated, team-based, miney missiony game. I can't think of the groove there, but it's pretty fun. I've played it on the Ram Nerds game night with Ram and Zaber. Stick around, complete missions, gather materials, upgrade your gear, and get drunk. Cheap. And if I remember rightly, I mean, look at that, look. That's cool. Slaughter all these things as they come up. Good times. Yeah. We'll run on a pasty. Is that really all that needs? 2.4 gigahertz dual core processor. Insane. There you go. That'll run. No problem. Deep Rock Galactic. No problem. Deep Rock Galactic. There you go. That'll run. No problem. Sea of Thieves. I like this one. This one's cross-play with the Xbox. So PC and Xbox players can play together. You play a pirate. It's fun. Now, I don't remember. I know that the machines I've recommended will play it because the little machine that I shoot off is lower end. Oh no, I believe it's above that. Yeah, it's above that. Around there? Yeah, it's on the recommended. For some reason, I got it into my head that the machines were the i5 and the little one that I shoot was about lower than here, but it isn't. I kind of goofed there, but whatever. Runs fine. Looks absolutely fantastic. My kiddly dinks play it quite a bit. They're on the old Intel Core i5 business machines too. The lower end ones. You know. Really fun. Really cheap. It's a good time. And as I say, cross play between console and PC. Hang on. Just give me 1 second. There you go. Let me just turn that down a little bit, and then second work. Just get some background tunes going whilst I'm editing. And PC, so there's always people to play. Rust. So there's always people to play. Rust. I'm gonna just turn it down a bit. It's Rust. I know some folk that like Rust. It's Rust. Looks alright, I suppose. Yeah. Within spec. Good job. Apparently they're now having a beta on console. Rust. Vermintide 2. I've just gone through Vermintide 1 on the Rad Nerds game night. Fun little game based in the classic Warhammer universe, where you run around murdering Skaven. I like Skaven. They're rat men. See? Look at them. Look how cute they are, look. And people are like, yeah, kill the Skaven, but they're really cute. And they run at you and they nom you. But again, game looks absolutely phenomenal. And spec-wise, it'll run on one of those little machines. Hours and hours and hours. Multiplayer team-based game. If you've ever played Left 4 Dead, cheap. Valheim, cheap. Valheim, the new like co-op survival game, indie styley. Let me think. For this one, I'd say probably the graphics card is going to be the one that's a bit long in the tooth. So I don't know, 970. You should be able to get away with that. And processor is after a pasty. You can play that. It's new. It's pretty-ish. There you go. That's kind of pretty, right? You know, groovy. Valheim. New game. New game. New game. If you're into fighting games, Street Fighter 5. Still getting updates. Had an update quite recently. Danny Beaky is now a playable character in Street Fighter 5. There you go. Danny Beaky. If you're into the old fighting games, it's a play. In fact, actually, my kids, even though here's one of the ones that's we're talking a bit long in the tooth. Although this is an i3 4160. I was going to say my kiddlydinks play on an i5 2400. So you know, you're scratching the low end on the super low end cheapy machine that I've been using for years. But the 6th gen Core i5s in some of these machines wouldn't have much of a problem, and you could play some Street Fighter. Still in the fighting game path. How about some Mortal Kombat 11? There's a new Mortal Kombat film coming out. It's the aggro man fighting game, murder everyone. You know, fatalities, cheesy movies, fun times. Everyone knows Scorpion. If you don't know Scorpion, you're doing it wrong. Bit of riding in there too. Look at that there. Beautiful. Oh no, he's dead. Well, he isn't, because he's already dead. But that'll run on one of these rigs. In fact, recommended Intel Core i5 2300. If you buy one of the newer machines, as I say, for about 150 quid, that's good. Your graphics card, you're going to be sat between the two on this one. But yeah, Mortal Kombat fighting game. How about something a bit newer? Guilty Gear Strive. As it says here, due out April 9th. It's one of the old anime fighters. Guilty Gear series, really fun. Looks gorgeous. They've just finished their beta for it, and there you go. You could run that on one of those cheap machines, and then check this out. You know, BlazBlue and the other Guilty Gear games. Those will play very nicely. Any fighting game pretty much will play on one of those cheap business machines. I think the only one you might even have a problem with is maybe Tekken 7, but that game is fantastic. It looks beautiful, but you know, there you go. So you know, cheap. So you know, cheapy. Cheap. Hunt Showdown, and this is where you're going to start pushing. You're going to really start pushing it with even these cheap machines, unless you were to say upgrade the processor. But playable because the proc in the 6th gen i5 machines you can buy are about the same as my old gaming laptop, and when I play Hunt Showdown on my old game and laptop. This has also been optimized for consoles. Absolutely beautiful. Random that. Reloaded the audio. PvP and PvE first-person shooter. I know why. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. The lighting in this game is just... Oh, it's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Soundtrack's pretty good too, to be fair. Permadeath as well. Should just mention that. You get wrecked by someone, all the stuff you've got with your character, gone, son. But yeah, spec-wise... where are we? Yeah, graphics cards. The 1650 will do the job. It's literally your proc where you're going to start running into issues. But as I say, it runs on my 7th gen Intel game and laptop. So you're just sitting kind of around this area anyway. You'd be able to play. Hunt Showdown's fantastic. Looks way better on PC than it does on console. So it's the better choice. Better choice. Anyone into kind of Western RPGs? Baldur's Gate. Is that Baldur's Gate 3? Is that actually out yet? Oh, well, early access game. There you go. Still in development. I don't know if you guys have played like Baldur's Gate's kind of based on D&D. So it was like Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter Nights, stuff like that. Really fun, kind of retro, classic Western RPGs. Cool. It's one of the classic Western RPGs. Western RPGs. Cool. It's one of the newer ones, I guess. Well, as I say, still in development. Proc-wise, yeah, you're sitting... Western RPGs. Proc-wise, yeah, you're sitting in a good area. Graphics card again, you're sat in the middle. Not bad for 300 quid. You get into the old PC gaming space. Baldur's Gate, Western RPG, fantastic. Neo, if you're into Souls game, graphics card in the middle. For 300 you get into PC game space. Western RPG. Neo, RPG, fantastic. Neo, if you're into Souls games by Koei Tecmo, for some reason I always think Square Enix, but it's Koei Tecmo. Neo, if you're into Souls games, Souls games. Imagine Dark Souls, but in feudal Japan. Absolutely fantastic games. Remember playing these on PlayStation 4 before my PlayStation 4 decided it was going to cook itself. Processor wise, yeah, you'll be good there. You'll be good there. Graphics card, yep, you'd be pretty good with a 1650 or 1050 Ti. 300 quid. Machine, Neo. PC gaming's not that expensive. Neo 2, that's the newest one. There you go, February 5th, 2021. I haven't played Neo 2 yet, but I'd like to. Where are we? Where's the old requirements? Again, Dark Souls-y style, Japan, murder, slicey, get hit, get wrecked, job done. There you go. 1660 is your recommended graphics card on that one, and the 6700K processor recommended. That's what you could upgrade, theoretically upgrade the little business machine to max end. The top end would be the recommended for this. Should be sat kind of in the middle again for Neo, but you one of those little business PCs. Business PCs, and it'll still come out at less than a PlayStation 5. So you know, GG. Cyberpunk will even run on one of these. What was it? The AMD Ryzen 3400G, which is the AMD Ryzen processor with the onboard graphics card, can play Cyberpunk, even at the lowest end, mind you. But one of those little business PCs should, in theory, just get away with, there you go, 1660 Super, so you'd be just under the recommended there. Let's be fair, a lot of machines kind of struggle with this. The last gen consoles couldn't play it, so this would be your best bet to play Cyberpunk. It's a good looking game, just not really my cup of tea, but you could do it with one of those little business rigs. And when did that come out? December 10th, 2020, so you know, again, another new game. Beat Saber, if you want to play some VR, this kind of stuff works on my Game 20, so you know, again, another new game. Beat Saber, if you want to play some VR, this kind of stuff works on my gaming laptop. One of those little business machines sits around the same space as my gaming laptop. You'll be able to play some VR. Get yourself an Oculus Quest 2. Buy yourself some Beat Saber, nice little rhythm game. You can get your feet wet in PC VR. And this is basically the kind of the lowest end you could realistically get PC wise if you were going to build. The main bonus to this kind of build, though, over say one of those cheap little business machines, as I say, the business machine, you've got a hard limit to it. It's an old motherboard. You're only going to be able to upgrade to say a 6th gen Core i7 6700. And we're now on, what, 10th gen Intel processors with way more cores, way more threads, faster clock speeds. So there's a hard ceiling to where that can go to. But for 300 quid, you can't really complain. Your next option is something like this, an AMD Ryzen 5 3400G, which is a modern machine, modern motherboard, modern processor, but because it is a modern motherboard, you could, in theory, upgrade this build when you've got the cash to be as powerful as my rig now, Doomslayer, which is like a 3700X, what is that, like 16 core, something like that. I can't remember. I'm pulling numbers right out of my ass right now, but you could turn it into a pretty much current gaming PC. If you were to start with this as your foundation. However, it is around 200 quid more expensive. So, you know, options. It depends if you really want to, if you want to jump in and think you're going to stick with it, or if you just want to get your feet wet. Feet wet. Should also mention Monster Hunter World works on those little business machines pretty well. As I say, you can stream off of them, you can capture off of them, you can edit off of them, you can emulate pretty much anything under the sun. You know, PSP games at 4K and stuff like that. Play your Wii U games, PlayStation 2 games, Super Nintendo games. All your classic games could be run on one of those little business machines. And that's cheaper than a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X. I'm just saying, you don't have to spend a lot of money to get into PC gaming. And if you want to try live streaming, again, because I've shown you the cheap way to get into audio and cheap way to get into game capture, or one of those little rigs, you're pretty good to go, at least for a while. They're not going to get phased out anytime soon, and if you're into indie games and emulation, you'll be gone until you're old. Until people have no idea what an Intel processor even is. When people don't even know what the planet Earth is. You'll probably be able to still make stuff until YouTube and Twitch and things like that go away. How cool is that? All for 300 quid. Some people say, that's still really expensive. It is. You could cut more corners if you really wanted to, but at that point you're starting to kick yourself in the nuts. So, basically you could buy one of the ones that I show off, for about 100. Buy one of the ones that I show off for about 100, but this is all USB 2. It's an old processor. You are going to run into a wall faster with one of these, or 50 quid more, and it'll last longer. It'll have USB 3 ports on it, and they're fantastic little machines. absolutely fantastic little machines for the money. And when they do start to get a bit kind of long in the tooth, and if emulation ain't really your thing, you can use it for something else. File server, porn storage, Plex server and porn server, I don't know, whatever it is you want to use it for, doorstop. You can do that, and they can fit next to or under your telly. This is about the size of what, an original Xbox One, PlayStation 4. So it's probably way smaller than a PlayStation 5. It's pretty good. Cheap. Because I just see so many people like, oh yeah, I've gone out and bought a £300 laptop. Why? You've got a TV. You've likely got a TV in your house. Just get one of these, pop it next to your TV. Good job done, man. You can play console games, PC games. Install Linux on it. I've got 2 drives in here, one for Windows, one for Linux. Although I never used the Windows drive. No point. This was actually my first proper, regularly used Linux gaming PC. Put SteamOS on here and treated it like a console. Had it sat underneath my TV and played games and streamed from it like every day. It's great. Still use it. Just I've kind of taken the graphics card out of it and put it into another machine that's basically the same thing, but an Intel Core i5 4th gen machine that you can get. No, you can probably get 4th gen these days for about £100. So you know, it's a toss up now between a 4th gen and a 6th gen for between £100 and £150. I'm probably talking science to a lot of people here, but just know that they're old processors, but they're still pretty good. Hang on. Okay. But just know that they're old processors, but they're still pretty good. And just to give you an example of what you're kind of looking for, Dell Optiplex 3040 small form factor PC, Intel Core i5 6500, runs at 3.2 gigahertz, 16 gigs of DDR3 RAM, 500 gig hard drive. Hard drive's a bit, but you know, 16 gigs of RAM and the i5 processor is pretty solid for the cache. It's all toolless too, by the way, so you don't have to whip out your screwdriver to upgrade these things. This is the kind of thing you'd be getting. And yeah, just literally though, just make sure you're going for, you know, probably a 4000 series or 6000 series Intel Core i5. Don't go i3, i5 or better if you can. There's loads of these things on sale. Here you go. Look, here's an i3, which could be upgraded if you wanted to. You know, the Dell, the older model. Is this the one that I had? The one that I was showing off? Oh no. But that's, you know, it's older. How much do they want for this? They 20. I'd go for 3770 on that one. Memory go 8 gigs, 500 gig. Yeah, they're asking, in my opinion, way too much when you can get that 6th gen. shop about, and you'll find you'll get yourself a pretty good deal. All right, look about. Like I say, look for the one that I just shoot off. One like this. Just literally just look that up. There's billions of them on the eBays. They all tend to sit around the 150, 160 quid mark. Sometimes you can put in an offer and get them for less. Right? Take a crack. Don't go out and buy a skanky little laptop that you're never going to use. PC hardware is pretty cheap these days. This is a good gateway drug, in my opinion. As I say, you can stream off it, you can emulate off it, you can play games, like modern games on it. You know, do your shopping, watch your porn, whatever it is. Make your porn, do whatever. Cheap. I think it's cheap anyway. I mean, honestly, a PC of that power. I remember spending thousands back in the day to build a rig around that power. Build a rig around that power. That power. Yeah, was that where I was going to go with that? I think that's where I was. Power. Yeah, was that where I was going to go with that? I think that's where I was going to go with that. Don't break the bank. I think that's where I was going to go with that. Go with that. Don't break the bank. Console sized. Break the bank. Don't break the bank. Console sized. Good deal. Sized. Good deal. I know there's loads of people that are going to be watching this going, but scares. I know people who want to do live streamy stuff, video edity stuff. My kids do things on machines lower power than this. I've done stuff on lower power machines than this. A lot of the videos you see on YouTube are probably produced on machines lower power than this. A lot of us started live streaming when the 2nd gen Intel Core i5s were a thing. You know, that's the 6th. You've got no excuse to not be able to do pretty much everything on one of those machines, and that's a pretty reasonable price. I don't even think you'd get away with a Chromebook, a decent Chromebook at that price. Plug it into your TV, mouse and keyboard, a decent keyboard will clock in at about 50 quid. Mouse is about 3 pence and some spit. And you're good to go. And if you find out you actually really like it, well, that's when you start to think about investing in a big boy beefy rig like Doomslayer down here. But that's it. Please stop wasting your money on really cheap, nasty, off-the-shelf laptops and stuff like that. They just don't do it. They just don't do it, especially when one of those you can play everything on it pretty much. And if it did become long in the tooth, there's streaming services, game streaming services like Nvidia GeForce Now and Google Stadia, so that you could play the higher end games like Cyberpunk on machines lower power than that, and it'd be great. Anyway, I'm gonna head off. Got some bits to do. So love you all, and I'll see you all with a bit of luck in the next one. Oh, and just in case anyone's curious, as far as the Odyssey stuff goes and the OCD stuff goes, I deleted the YouTube. USB superposition. What's that not? There we go. Tick. please stop wasting your money on really play everything on it, pretty much. Oh, and just in case anyone's curious, as far as the Odyssey stuff goes and the OCD stuff goes, I deleted the YouTube. Oh, and just in case anyone's curious, as far as the Odyssey stuff goes and the OCD stuff goes. Oh, and the next one. And the next one. Oh, and just in case anyone's curious, as far as the Odyssey stuff goes and the OCD stuff goes, I deleted the YouTube sync. The videos ended up in limbo, and I'm moving them over to the moving over to the my local Odyssey account. Just ties into the last two videos I put up. Limbo, and I'm moving them over to the the Odyssey stuff goes and the OCD stuff goes. I deleted the YouTube sync. The videos ended up in limbo, and I'm moving them over to the my local Odyssey account. Just ties into the last two videos I put up. See you in the next one.
How does it actually take for me to fucking... There you go. I was going to say, how does it actually take for me to fucking hit the delete button?
Sync. The videos ended up in limbo, and I'm moving them over to the my... I deleted the YouTube sync. The videos ended up in limbo, and I'm moving them over to the my... up in limbo, and I'm moving them over to the my local Odyssey account. The my local Odyssey account. Just ties into the last two videos I put up. See you in the next one. I'm moving them over to the my local Odyssey account. Just ties into the last two videos I put up. See you in the next one. Local Odyssey account. Just ties into the last two videos I put up. See you in the next one.
Okay. They're done. Terrible job, Scares. Terrible job.
And the next one. Oh, and just in case anyone's curious, as far as the Odyssey stuff goes and the OCD stuff goes, I deleted the next one. Oh, and just in case anyone's curious, as far as the Odyssey stuff goes and the OCD stuff goes, I deleted the YouTube sync. And the next one. Oh, and just in case anyone's curious, as far as the Odyssey stuff goes and the OCD stuff goes, and the next one. Oh, and just in case anyone's curious, as far as the Odyssey stuff goes.
No, that should do the job. So I'm probably now going to crash the stream as I render this out, but literally I just go there, there, more options, just go all the way, parallel process and export. Audio, don't rescale it. I'd have preferred 2-pass, but that's a no, so no 2-pass. And then I just hit the render. Ideally, if I wanted it to be higher quality, I'd probably drop the audio down a little bit and put the audio, the video up. But this will do the job. So I'll render this out, upload to Odyssey, and call it a night. So I wasn't particularly interested in. Oh no. PC gaming on the cheap. 2021 was 02. It was the 25th. Render.
yeah, just a quick stupid stream. I've got some little bits to do, and then I'm going to head off. So thanks for coming to hang out. I had nothing else. So I'll see you all with good luck in the next one. Christ, that was terrible. Absolutely terrible. 47 minutes though.